things, just Internet of Things. They don't accept anything out of the scope of this conference. You have these slides? I've uploaded yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, I uploaded these slides. Anyway, these slides are not, you are not required to do any assignment, or it's not required to do anything with your project. It is just for your information.
It's very important.
But don't worry, it's not for exam, it is not for project, it is not for assignments, it's not for anything. They are just based on my experience. What I learned through many years, I just give you maybe in 1 or 2 hours. Okay, so you get it now?
Yes.
If you see International Conference of Engineering, then this is a big lie. They just want to collect money. If they accept your paper without any comments, there is a big lie. A conference or journal, don't be happy that your work is okay. It doesn't mean that. It means they don't
See the
give any attention to your work. Many of journals, they just issue a website and then they start advertising themselves. They send a lot of emails. We will see after this kind of emails. And they will promote themselves. We are doing this and this and this and very speed and like this. People who don't have any idea about this kind of journals, they just pay money. And then the next month, this website is not there. It disappears. So to whom you pay your money, I don't know. It is a fake journal. Okay. It happens to one here in this place, just two weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I don't know about it. Just pay $50, and they said it has impact factor. I told them impact factor journals, they don't ask money because they care about the quality.
free.
Yeah, it's free, but it's very difficult. 1 year or 1.5 years of reviewing, maybe first round, second round, third round, and maybe after 1.5 years, rejected. Sometimes you get comments of 5 reviewers. One of my journals, I got comments from 5 reviewers, around 10 pages comments. And it requires me to do the comments 2 months. Just to do the comments. But I learned a lot of things through their questions, their comments. Because the 5 are totally different. And everyone gives you his point of view. So when they give you a different point of view, they open your mind to something that you are not aware about. And then you start thinking in different way in that side. And then you make it, additional ideas. Okay? So it's not bad to get a lot of comments. It's not bad to be rejected. When you're rejected for the first time, you will feel it hurts. But after that, it will be you. It's okay.
Easy.
It's okay. Maybe the first time you will stay one day, a whole day and night, cannot sleep, cannot eat. You don't want to speak to anybody. The second paper, if it's rejected, maybe half day. After this, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, and then the last. When you graduated, you will feel it. It's okay. I will try to do it again. I have 2 papers that one of them was rejected maybe 10 times from 10 different journals, but I didn't give up. Every time I do the comments, send to different places. They give me different comments, reject. Different comments, reject, and until the last one, it is accepted. And then my supervisor was surprising. It was my first paper that I wrote in my PhD, and it was the one that was accepted after my PhD. So it's around maybe 2.5 years of rejection, doing the comments, rejection, doing the comments, and finally accepted. My supervisors told me, wow, you are very patient. I said, because this is my work and I have to defend it. I have to justify it. I have to enhance, I have to improve. Now I have one paper, which is I think the last paper of my PhD until now. I submitted on May 2016. It was rejected maybe 4 or 5 times before. And this time now it is in the third round of review. Third round. They give me comments, I did the comments, I sent back. They gave me the comments again, 5 reviewers. I'm still waiting for the final decision. Then it's accepted and celebrated because the journal is specialized in the area. As much as the journal is more specialized, then you will get a very tough comments. Because the people who will give you the comments are people who are working in the same area, who are working in the same field, in the same topics. So they understand everything. You cannot cover anything. Yes. If you feel that you are smart to cover something, no. If there is something unusual in the results, they will say, here is a problem. If you say something that you shouldn't say, in the writing they will tell you, oh, don't say like this, because this is impolite. Yes, because publication also you have to follow the ethics 6. Specialized conferences versus multidisciplinary conferences. As we said, multidisciplinary means general. For example, computer science, engineering, management. These are multidisciplinary. But specialized conferences are conferences that are very specific. So when you download papers starting from now, try to focus on these things. Which paper will give you more information? Okay? Some conferences extend their papers to journal papers, yes. In some conferences, sometimes you submit and your paper will be accepted, then you can extend it, make the scope a bit larger, and then you can submit to any of the journals. But if you publish the work in journal, you cannot expand it to another journal. Because in journal, you post the area. This is the area hosted. So this is why I tell you, try to plan for your publication. Which one should go for the conference and which one should go for journal. If you start publishing in journal like Scopus, then you cannot extend that journal if you wish to publish in IF. You have to have a totally different idea. But if you publish this idea in conference, then you can extend the same idea, make the result more, discuss more, and then you can send to ISI or Impact Factor journal. Okay? This is very important. Some students, they don't know about it. They just send to journal. And then they want to extend, you cannot. You already will set this idea. About the journals also, we have indexed and we have non-indexed. Non-indexed are the fake, most of them are fake journals. Indexed, as we said, we have Scopus and ISI. In ISI, we have what we call impact factor. Another indices, which are DOI, Google, Scholar, and etc., are other kinds of indices. But the most important thing, two, are the Scopus and ISI. So when you publish, aim to publish in journals that are Scopus or ISI. How to know this? Your supervisor should tell you. If your supervisor doesn't know about it, then you just forget about it. Yeah, because this is a research culture. As a researcher, you have to have this kind of culture. You need to know all these tricks. You need to know all the cautions. You need to know all the things that you should do and you shouldn't do. Okay? Transactions, we said, are usually indexed by ISI and have impact factor, take long review period. These transactions maybe take sometimes 2 years. Very, very tough places. But if anybody publish in this one, then it will be recognized for the whole of your life. Because these places are very difficult. Aim for these things after you finish all things and you are relaxed, you can write something really valuable to be sent to these places. But if you send anything to these places, then you are wasting your time. Yeah. It will be rejected by the editor because transactions and journals, they have editor. So when you send it arrives to editor first. Editor sees if he should waste the time of the reviewers or he shouldn't waste the time of the viewers. Who are the reviewers? Reviewers are researchers like us. For example, I'm a reviewer for many of these journals. When I get to be a reviewer, when I publish my papers in high impact factor journals, then people started to know me. Then when they search for experts in this area, they can find my name. Because they search by the keyword. And when they find the keyword, they will see your name. And then they will send to you. After that, they will consider you to be a reviewer for different journals. And it's not an easy task. Sometimes you spend around 3 days, 4 days reviewing one paper, especially if it is ISI and it has impact factor, because it is, to keep the quality in higher ranks, you need to read a lot. You need to be sure that this publication is not replicated, is not repeated. You need to study about this researcher. Yes, to see what are the publications he's doing. Okay? You need to know a lot of things. The best or the good thing to be a reviewer, they give you free access for 1 month or 2 months. And this is why I sometimes accept to be a reviewer in our circumstances, because we don't have other choice. They give you, for example, if this journal is from Elsevier or Science Direct, and they ask you to review one paper, then they give you 1 month free access. During that 1 month, you can do research, you can download, you can do whatever you want. Yes, this is one of the benefits. They don't give money, but they give you a lot of knowledge. It is a kind of reward. Okay? They give you this reward to verify that this paper is okay, because you need to see other publications. So from this point, but sometimes they extend the time. If you ask them, okay, please give me one month more, they give you 1 month, because they respect the people who are looking for the knowledge. Books, chapters, some of them are indexed, some of them are not indexed. So what's the impact factor? We talk a lot about impact factor, journals, impact factor. What is impact factor? Impact factor is an indicator calculated by ISI, which is called Web of Knowledge, and sometimes they call it Web of Science. Try to imagine the name, Web of Knowledge, Web of Science. It is a big name. And it means this place, which is the ISI organization, is the top or the highest organization that is sufficient to say which journal is deserved to have impact factor and which one doesn't deserve. So what it describes, the impact factor, it describes the frequency of how often an article has been cited in a given time period, usually 2 years. Ratio between citations and recent citable published items indicates the importance of the papers published by such journals or transactions. Heavily cited, the papers that are heavily cited are reviews and survey papers, highly original papers, and the papers that make a break in the field, give some strong idea that other people can depend on that paper and then go. So these papers, high original papers. Papers that receive high press attention, press. Some papers, for example, in the medicine and these things, when they get any discovery, new discovery, they make a press conference for the channels, from different channels, and then they say, oh, do this and this and this. So researchers will be, it grabs the attention of researchers. So as soon as this paper is published, researchers will cite it, because this paper gets a lot of press attention. Means it has something, solid knowledge.
Correct.
Yes. So, impact factor describes the frequency of how often an article has been cited in a given time period, usually 2 years. Okay? How frequent. And it gives the ratio between citations and recent citable. We will see that this is journal knowledge based system, for example. This is the name of journal. This journal I published in 2014 after my PhD. For example, cites in 2012 to items published in 2011, the number of citations 494. Okay? In 2012, they calculated the citations of 2011, and the number was 494. In 2010, the number was 454. Okay, the sum of them 948. Okay, how many articles were published? Number of items published. In 2011, 130. 2010, 101. So the sum is 231. Then the calculation cites to recent items in those 2 years, 948, over the number of sites, 231, it gives the impact factor, which is 4.104. By that time, this number was very high, and it was considered number 4 in computer science and IT. Can you imagine? Number 4. You have around 250 journals. And this is number 4. They write it based on impact factor, descending. Okay? You understand how they calculate it? This is the number of citations in 2011, number of citations in 2010, the sum in both 2 years. Okay? And the number of papers published. How many papers the journal published? In 2011, they published 150. You see, in the whole year, 150. But in some journals, which is just any kind of journals, they can publish 150 in one issue. Yes, maybe in 1 month, or 2 months, or 3 months. But this one in the whole year, because they are very selective. This journal, they have 2 editors, one from Australia and one from Japan. And I know the name of those people. One of them, who is from Japan, he came to a University of Technology Malaysia when I was there. And I met him. And I told him, I get my paper accepted in this journal. He said, what's your name? I told him. He said, I still remember this paper. They know everything, yes. Because they handle the process of reviewing. They receive the paper from you, they distribute to the reviewers, they collect the comments of the reviewers, they give you the comments, you do the review, and again they send to the reviewers, and then reviewers giving back the second round review comments, And then if they accept it, he will announce to you, congratulations, your paper